gmail.com. So if you don't know who I am, then I suggest a quick Google, because that's just gonna give you an idea of the work I do and who I am. I am also a writer. I write blogs and I make video content and I go live. So check out everything, my Twitter, my Instagram. Just do a little Google Tina Heals and you'll get all the information. But now, without wasting a single second, let's get to the topic of discussion, which is astrological personalities based on the sun and the moon sign. Now, I have done and I'm basing them firstly on the moon sign, and each moon sign, like Aries moon sign, with all the 12 sun signs. Okay, that's how I'm doing them. So I've done the Aries segment, Aries moon with all the 12 other sun signs. I've done Taurus. Now I'm starting on Gemini. So this series will be Gemini moons with all the other 12 signs in the sun component. Okay. So what do we have in front of us? So let's understand the sun and the moon, which are the masculine and the feminine polarities. The concept in astrology is that the moon is essentially our emotional self, our habit patterns, our family, our rooting, our mother. Okay. Now the sun, on the other hand, is the projection of our internal will into the external world, ourself, who we desire to be. Our magnetic power is the sun. Now, when you combine them together, you can truly understand the personality on a more rounded level than just knowing about the sun signs. Okay. Now, getting to Gemini moon. I told you moon is our emotional self, our connecting self, our nurturing self. Now, the moon is traditionally not in a good position in Gemini. Okay, the moon is in her detriment in Capricorn, which is a sign bang opposite Cancer, which it rules. And the moon is also considered to be in detriment in Scorpio. But I do feel that as these moon placements are difficult, but the moon in Gemini is a particularly difficult position. Now, what do I mean by that? Moon is all about feeling. She's feminine. Gemini is air, all about thinking, masculine. Okay, and now Gemini is a sign, the third sign of the zodiac, where communication starts to take shape. Gemini is the third sign of communication. Short distance travels, siblings, neighborhoods, and all that. But essentially, communication is ruled by Mercury, which is considered to be the planet of communication. So there is a huge problem that the moon faces in Gemini, because the moon wants to feel, and Gemini really does not understand feelings. Now with Scorpio has such deep feelings. So no matter how problematic that position is, the moon does find feelings there. Okay, even with Capricorn, no matter how sterile they can get, no matter how materialistic they can be, no matter how greedy, but they do feel. And I'm not saying Geminis don't feel, but their impulse is to intellectualize everything. They need to talk incessantly. So someone with a Gemini moon may need to express whatever's going on deep within, and in that case they can just speak about things to someone that they think is trustworthy, and they say some of their deepest things, and then it just goes out and it's blown out of proportion. I've seen this happen with Gemini moon people. Another thing with them is they do tend to gossip if the Gemini energy is not if communication is not really leading to anything, but is just verbal diarrhea, and there's no understanding of silence, then how is the soul supposed to grow? And the moon is all about you really connecting to your inner intuitive mysteries. So that's why I think that Gemini, because of its non-feeling aspect, is probably the most difficult position for the moon to be. Okay. And don't take that in any negative way if you have this placement, because that just goes to mean that you have to work towards developing your emotional body, your emotions. Now here we are dealing with the Gemini moon and Aries sun, right? So the sun sign is the external power that we project in the world, and Aries is the first sign, okay, and is a yang sign because it's fire. So Gemini moon is yang and Aries sun is yang. So even if this is a woman, this is a very masculine personality, and this definitely needs balance, as in the internal polarities need to be balanced. There is nothing to worry if you have this placement and you're a woman. It just means that you could really go out there into the world, initiate new ideas, new projects, and really gain success by communicating it effectively and be a leader, you know. But what you have to understand with Gemini moon is there's always this need to hyperventilate. Always anxious, always, oh, what about this, oh, what about that, oh, let's go here, let's go there. And with the moon wants to ground, wants stability, wants security. So there could be a lot of moving around with the placement of the moon in Gemini. Maybe the person moved around a lot in their childhood, okay, and even if it's short distances or just houses, okay, but there's this sense of rooting is missing. Now Aries is not particularly interested about rooting either. Aries is not particularly interested in executing either, and neither is Gemini. Gemini doesn't really want to execute anything. So if there's work that has to be done, make sure it's a leadership role if it can be, because with Aries there's always this sense of leadership, entrepreneurship, going ahead on your own, discovering your own path. With Gemini, there's this two-facedness. If you look at the glyph, two faces. So be mindful of this energy and find balance within the internal polarities, because too much of yang energy can be destructive. Yang energy is as needed as yin energy. Because if you can't receive with the yin, and you're always extroverted, with the yin you become introverted. So if you don't have at least some degree of introversion, but just only extroversion, then you don't have much scope for soul growth and much scope to discover silence. And again, I think with this placement, whoever you are, you need to sit in silence and be able to just be in silence alone. A lot of times Gemini and Aries combinations can't be alone, because they feel extremely lonely. They just need to go out there, they need to meet people, they need to party, they need to communicate, but it's not always, it gets them in a lot of trouble if they are not balanced, of course, because Aries is brash. It's that gung-ho energy, you know, come on, this bravado, you know, the machismo is Aries. And Gemini, with its two-facedness and machismo, this combination can get you in trouble. As with everything, balance, balance, balance. Once you discover your gifts with this placement, you'll see everything else will fall into place. I hope you like that video. If you do, don't forget to be my subscriber. And also like, share and comment, and let me know if you like these astrological personality types, because after I finish up with the moon signs in combination with sun, I will start on just the ascendants. I will discuss each ascendant, and then I'll get on combination of ascendant and moon, combination of ascendant and sun, and then all three together. So that is going to be an interesting double bonanza, and it's going to be loads of videos because there are 12 signs and combinations. So keep abreast of my work and see if you like it. Leave me an email, a comment or whatever. subscribe. Bye. See you soon.